So that I get it out of the way right at the start, I gotta go to the beard. Just so we can get it, right?
Let's do it.
I wanna get your thoughts on some of the great beards in history. Abraham Lincoln.
That's vintage. He's one of the best to ever do it.
Santa.
Classic. I would like to pay my respects to those who paved the way for me being able to rock my beard the way I am. It means a lot.
ZZ Top.
Who was that?
You don't, you. The way
ZZ
you.
Top. I wish I could get mine this long.
Meet the man behind the beard. From Compton through Tempe, from OKC to Houston. Flamboyant but camouflaged. Slow but fast. Awkward but agile. Offbeat but mainstream. 27-year-old James Harden is all those words, but perhaps the best description is the one he uses.
Just gotta continue to do the unnormal.
The unnormal. What do you mean?
This young man with a beard came along and just put the world on notice. There was a lot of struggle, but through all that, my backbone, my mom, I knew something positive was gonna happen. I happened.
James Harden was born August 26, 1989, the youngest of 3 children.
What nickname, James, did your mom give you when you were born?
She didn't give me a nickname.
Lucky.
I didn't know that.
She called you lucky because between her last child being
My
born
sister.
and you being born, do you know what happened?
No.
She had a series of miscarriages.
I never knew that. Manya Willis is just a strong-minded human being, and I think that's where I got it from.
Harden was raised by a single mother in Compton when South Central LA's homicide rate was at its peak.
You always hear an ambulance, sometimes you would hear the shooting and stuff.
Gangbanging, drive-bys, drug dealers, robberies.
And the riots. Walk out your door, you see fires going on and people running right past you.
Right.
I mean, we see a lot of things.
The place where you're not supposed to make it out of. The odds are against you. A lot of people aren't strong-minded, and they either end up, in jail or not here anymore.
One of those people is the man Harden's named after, his father. James Harden Sr. was in and out of prison, convicted on drug charges through most of his son's childhood.
As a boy, what relationship did you have with your dad?
He was in jail, so, we really didn't spend, time together at all. I mean, he would get out on occasions or whatnot, but it was just like, it was pointless because I had no trust in him. I had no faith in him. So it was just me and my mom.
It was hard trying to raise 3 kids on a single income. I felt like if I let my guards down, then the gangs would get them. Then I'd be burying my kids. That's why I kept them active in sports.
It was basketball in school. I would always just go out there and just shoot. That's what I did. That was my job. And I would be out there till like 1:30, 2 in the morning, just shooting, just playing.
That's how he kept himself busy. He wasn't a troublemaker or anything like that. I think one time he got in trouble in junior high school. He threw a basketball at a girl that kept bothering him. He wasn't into dating. He wanted to just play basketball at the gym. And I think she was flirting with him. So he threw the basketball at her. Sorry.
He always ate cheese, so probably cheese.
Big blocks.
Big blocks of cheese. With no clothes, walk around with underwear on.
Settle in, man.
Okay, sorry.
In 2003, as a great shooter, Harden was the only freshman to make a rebuilding varsity basketball team at Artesia High School. But he was also asthmatic, out of shape, and hardly the first option.
Let's just say he was a little soft. He had not lifted weights, and so physically he was not imposing by any means.
I couldn't really do anything. I couldn't really move. It's kind of slow, very slow. But I could shoot. I was a catch and shoot type of player.
Despite his limitations during his freshman year, Harden wrote his mother a note.
So it says, could you wake me up at 7? And could you leave me a couple of dollars?
P.S. Keep this paper. I'm gonna be a star.
And then he wrote a little star. So, there my tears go again. He already knew what he wanted to do. Mama, I'm going to the NBA. So I'm just sitting back in my mind saying, oh God, I hope this boy can make it to the NBA. Because he doesn't have a plan B.
I felt like I was gonna be a star one day. Didn't know when, but I knew one day it would happen.
From the time he wrote that letter, Harden's game evolved with an unlikely role model for a kid from Compton.
When he started to put the ball on a little more on the floor in high school, we always would be like, oh, you're the next Manu Ginobili. Manu was the best with the Euro step, and I really think he emulated him a lot growing up.
The Euro step, where a player picks up the dribble, steps slowly in one direction, then quickly in another, is off rhythm, unorthodox, odd.
The Euro step is all natural instincts. Just me being crafty, not me being very, quick. I had to figure a way to get to the basket.
James just had a different mentality, different work ethic, and a different desire to be good. He just was different.
After leading Artesia to back-to-back California State Championships in 2005 and 2006, Harden was a McDonald's All-American. Recruited by schools like UCLA and North Carolina, he followed his coach and a teammate to Arizona State.
You move off to college, you move from Cali to Arizona. What'd your mom do?
Follow me. She just didn't want to leave me.
James Harden gets the 20th point of the night.
The buzz started happening. He averaged 17.5 points a game as a freshman. One of the best players in the league, at a time when the league was incredible.
How'd sophomore season go?
Pac-10 Player of the Year. Made it to the second round of the tournament.
For Harden, the attention wasn't the only thing growing.
I started growing a beard my sophomore year in college. It made me look older in college, so that was one of the big things that I really liked about it. Mom's making me cut my beard. They said it was getting too long.
Well, before I used to tell James, when you gonna cut your beard? Can you cut your beard? And then I just gave up. I just got that towel and I just threw it down. I gave up.
In the 2009 NBA draft, the kid from Compton who told his mom he'd be a star proved it. as she watched him cross the stage.
Who went 1?
Blake Griffin,
Who went 2?
Hasheem Thabeet,
Who went 3?
The Oklahoma City Thunder select James Harden of Arizona State University.
When he got up and gave me a kiss on the cheek, and I really got excited seeing him walk up them stairs, shaking the commissioner's hand.
walking across that stage was, I wish moms could have walked up there with me. The day that I've been waiting for my entire life. And from where I came from, it meant the world.
What did you view your role as when you arrived?
I felt like I should have been the starting two guard, but it wasn't the case. I came off the bench, so once again I just had to be humble and just continue to work.
By his second season, Harden embraced his role off the bench, playing with all-stars Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. They became the Big Three in OKC.
We were all so young at the time. We kind of learned the NBA lifestyle together, and that makes it easier as well. We grew up together.
As the team trended upward, the Thunder's coach suggested a change.
Scotty Brooks came up to me, he said, "Do you want to start?" And I told him, no, because we had a chemistry. My role was to come off the bench, and that was for the better of the team.
In 2012, at the age of 22, Harden became the second youngest player ever to win the NBA's Sixth Man Award. He helped lead the Thunder to the NBA Finals. OKC seemed poised for a title.
What did you think your future was with OKC?
That I was going to be the sixth man. Forever.
Forever.
I mean, it's been almost 4 years and I still think about it. What if?
Let's go, James Harden!
It's a Thursday afternoon in January, a day before the Rockets play the Thunder, and the second leading scorer in the NBA is balling. Here, in the street in Oklahoma City, outside his old house where his sister now lives.
You cheated. You helped me.
We got it on camera. I did not even touch you. You just can't dribble.
What do you think this house represents to you, James?
Divorce. Divorce.
Is divorce the right term?
Yeah, I would say so.
Are you mad?
I was. But I mean, this is 4 years ago.
It's Harden with a rebound and the push dribble, going coast to coast and laying it in. James Harden.
Harden spent his first 3 NBA seasons here, becoming a star for Oklahoma City, building a bond with 2 of the league's budding superstars, Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant.
And a run-out slam for James Harden.
But OKC's contract offer was $6 million less than the league maximum. It came less than a week before the 2012-13 season was to begin.
Why didn't you accept the offer?
It was like an afternoon phone call, so like 4 o'clock, and I had until, an hour or so to make my decision, whether I wanted to take the offer or not. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the most money I've ever made in my life, and you're giving me a short amount of time to decide, and it wasn't enough time for me.
That same night, Harden got a phone call from from the Thunder general manager.
Sam Presti called me and just said that, sorry, we love you, but, we've traded you to the Houston Rockets. That was, a very, very sad night.
What'd you think when the phone call ended?
I went home, laid down, and just started tearing up. We had big plans that we were gonna, win a championship for years. That ended quick.
That's the part that people really don't notice when trades and, guys moving to different teams, when that stuff happens. It's the relationship piece that is always difficult to let go.
There was a bond there, with Kevin and Russell. I think that was the hardest part, leaving that relationship.
It's been almost 4 years and I still think about it. What if?
What's the answer to the if?
It stops, and then I think about now.
Harden signed a 5-year, $80 million max contract with the Rockets, along with his mom, who also serves as his manager. He arrived in Houston not as the sixth man, but as the man, and the face, and the star of the franchise.
How am I gonna figure this one out? Never been in this situation before. Starting, having my own team, being the go-to guy.
October 31st, 2012, the Rocket launched.
That man is out of this world. Unreal again, James Harden.
First game I had like 37 points and like 12 assists. Next game I had 45 points. Those 2 games gave me that confidence that I was gonna be all right, I was gonna be good.
In each of his first 4 seasons in Houston, Harden was an all-star. But he was quickly becoming something more, a star off the court too. The beard was more than a look. It was a brand, intriguing and different, quiet and loud, off balance and authentic. From once dating a Kardashian to leaving Nike to sign a $200 million deal with Adidas, his appeal landed him on the cover of NBA 2K16, the world's most popular basketball video game.
Sometimes I had to remind him, James, you're not just the average guy out there anymore. When you walk down in the mall, they'll say, I hear, was that James Harden? I'm like, yeah.
Everything that I bring, obviously on the court, at the peak of my game, but just off the court, my demeanor. I got a fan base, I got people that are following, that, people are watching what I wear. A lot of NBA players are really good, on the court, but just off the court, they don't have you get what I'm saying?
On court in 2016, a year after leading the Rockets to the Western Conference Finals and finishing runner-up in the MVP voting, Harden faced criticism as the team struggled to reach the playoffs and then lost in the opening round.
The Rockets' offense is crushing them. Turnovers, missed opportunities.
The wins aren't there, so people are saying, he's getting the stats, but they aren't winning. What is it? What's going on? Whether it's, he can't play defense, or, he doesn't pass the ball, or he's not a winner. I hear it all. I don't pay attention to it. Great leaders and Hall of Famers aren't built when things are going extremely well.
On June 1st, 2016, the Rockets hired Mike D'Antoni as their head coach. With his up-tempo offense came a new position for Harden. Now at point guard, he has been re-energized, leading the league in assists and ranking second in scoring.
To the rim and flushes it home. Wow! Where would the Rockets be without James Harden tonight?
So, this is the man behind the beard, and the mother behind him. Do you understand him more? Do you know him any better? Or are you still just looking at the beard?
I'm still trying to figure out, this young man that they're talking about, that's really my son. And sometimes I just sit back and say, I'm really sitting here. And I get tears in my eyes.
Continue to shock the world. A lot of people a few years ago would have never thought that I'd be in this position that I am today.